The new guy, let's call him Alex, strolled in on his first day like he owned the place. Fresh out of some security academy, he had this air about him, you know? Like he'd seen it all and done it all. I'm Mark, by the way, the security supervisor here. Been doing this for 15 years. I've seen my fair share of rookies, but Alex was something else. He had the crisp uniform, the shiny boots, and a smirk that just wouldn't quit. During the initial briefing, I was going over our patrol routes, emergency protocols, the usual stuff. Standard procedure. Alex was leaning back in his chair, arms crossed, barely paying attention. I point to a map, and he just nodded like, yeah. Got it? I asked him a direct question about the fire alarm panel codes. He just waved a hand and said, "It's all in the manual, right? I'll skim it later." That's when I knew. This kid was going to be a handful. He thought this job was just about looking tough and walking around. He didn't understand that the real work is about being invisible, being prepared, and paying attention to the details that no one else sees. A couple of days later, the real test began. Our site is a massive corporate campus. Think sprawling buildings, long, empty hallways at night, and a labyrinth of service corridors in the basement. It's the kind of place that can play tricks on your mind if you're not careful. Alex was assigned the night shift with me. I figured it was the best way to keep an eye on him and show him the ropes properly this time. His main job was to patrol the East Wing while I handled the West. Around 2 a.m., the silence of the night is absolute. It's when you hear every creak, every hum of the ventilation system. Alex radioed in, his voice a little too casual. "Hey Mark, Sector 3 is all clear. Heading to Sector 4. This is a real snooze fest, huh?" I just keyed the mic and said, "Stay alert, Alex. Complacency is the enemy." He just chuckled. An hour later, his tune started to change. Mark? Did you hear that?" His voice was a bit tighter now. "Hear what, Alex? Be specific," I replied. "I don't know, man." Sounded like footsteps up on the second floor of the atrium. I checked the cameras for his area. Nothing. Just empty moonlit corridors. Probably just the building settling, kid. Keep your eyes open. But I knew it wasn't the building settling. This was my little lesson starting to unfold. Before our shift, I'd asked one of the daytime maintenance guys, a buddy of mine named Dave, to forget a few things around the East Wing. A propped open door in a low-traffic service tunnel. A toolbox left in a corner where it shouldn't be. A single light on in an office that was supposed to be dark. These are the small details a good security officer is trained to spot. They're anomalies, potential breaches. Alex, in his cocky strolls, had missed every single one. He was too busy looking at his phone or admiring his reflection in the dark windows. So I decided to escalate. I used my knowledge of the building's acoustics. There's a particular spot in the West Wing service tunnels where if you tap a metal pipe just right, the sound travels all the way to the East Wing atrium and echoes, making it sound like it's coming from right above you. So I gave it a few sharp taps. Tap, 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 silence. 10 seconds later, Alex was back on the radio, his voice now bordering on panic. "Mark, I swear I hear footsteps again. It's right above me. I'm going to check it out." I told him to hold his position and that I'd review the cameras. Of course, the cameras show nothing. "It's clear, Alex. You're probably just tired. The night shift can play tricks on you." He didn't listen. He was convinced there was an intruder. He started darting around, flashlight beam bouncing off the walls, adrenaline pumping. He was checking doors, peering into dark offices. His whole demeanor changed from bored rookie to scared kid. This is what I wanted him to feel: the uncertainty, the adrenaline. The realization that you are the only line of defense and you don't know what is out there. He was operating on pure emotion, not on training. He was making noise, giving away his position, all the things you're not supposed to do. After about 20 minutes of him chasing shadows I created, I decided to up the ante one last time. I went to the central control panel and remotely triggered a silent alarm on a single door in his sector, the one Dave had propped open earlier. A silent alarm doesn't make a sound on site. It just flashes a red light on my monitor, and if you're looking at the local panel, on the door's keypad. I knew Alex hadn't bothered to learn the local panel indicators. He just walked right past it. But I also knew he had to pass that door to complete his next sweep. I got on the radio. Alex, I have a silent alarm on door 4B in the basement. Can you confirm its status? It's the utility access corridor. There was a long pause. I could almost hear him trying to remember where door 4B was. On my way, he finally stammered. He eventually found the corridor and the door. The doors, propped open, he said, his voice barely a whisper. Did you see that on your first pass through? I asked calmly. Another long silence. No, I missed it. The arrogance was gone. All that was left was the raw, humbling truth. He had failed. I let him stew in it for a minute before I radioed him to meet me back at the security office. When he walked in, he looked like a different person. His shoulders were slumped, the smirk was gone, and he couldn't even look me in the eye. He just stared at the floor. I sat him down and poured him a cup of coffee. I wasn't angry. I just looked at him and said, "The footsteps were me, Alex, tapping on a pipe 2 buildings away. The open door, the toolbox, the light left on. Those were tests. Details you should have logged on your first patrol." He just nodded, speechless. I continued, "This job isn't about looking tough. It's about being smart. It's about being observant. It's about knowing your environment better than anyone else. Tonight, you weren't looking, you were just walking. An actual intruder could have waltzed in, and you'd have been none the wiser until it was too late. That arrogance you walked in with? It's a liability. It'll get you, or someone else, hurt." He finally looked up, and for the first time, I saw genuine understanding in his eyes. He said, "I'm sorry, Mark, you're right. I've been an idiot." From that night on, Alex was a changed man. He started asking questions. He studied the manuals, he walked his patrols with a new focus, and he pointed out details even I sometimes missed. He learned that respect isn't given, it's earned, and that in our line of work, humility and vigilance are your most important tools. He eventually became one of the best officers I've ever had on my team. And it all started with a few ghost footsteps in a dark, empty building. Thanks for watching our story. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content. See you next time.